All right. Microphone check, 1, 2. What is this? This is Shifting Paradigm with the Consciousness Business. I'm your host, B. Michael. We're here on KUAW live on this Monday. Today's the 4th. Shout out to my son, Noah Eli. It's his 13th birthday. But yeah, we're here brought to you by the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We are on location today. I have a wonderful guest we're going to get into very shortly. But Shifting Paradigms is all about stimulating critical thought for the purpose of redefining our reality and reshaping our narrative with positive outcomes through. Today we're here on location with Tennille Grant, my feature interview today. So I went to you. That's what happened. Can you hear me now? All right. Had a little technical, but I'm here with Ten Supreme. Yeah. And so just let our listeners know who you are, you know, what your journey's been like, you know, what brought you back here, what took you away from here, you know, all that good stuff.
What's up? I'm originally from Kansas City, and I am a product of the inner city, love Kansas City to death. Played sports when I was younger. Left and went to LA. When I went to LA, it was mind-blowing. I saw palm trees for the first time. Got introduced to the plant-based diet. Saw people in shape.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
From the barbecue to the plant-based.
So that really began.
All right, we're getting some dropouts, but this is being done live. All right, you're back. So yeah, everyone just stay tuned and make sure that you hang in there. This is a live being done in the field. We may have a few dropouts, but we're trying to do something from the field, making it a little different, but that's all right. We're going with it.
All right. Maybe if I close out a couple of screens, maybe make sure that it's just good. Can you hear us, Bobby? Okay. Okay, perfect. You were talking about getting to LA. Let's walk with it. Let's lean and walk with it. How about that? So we're here on 54. Let's see. Are we back on?
Yeah.
Okay.
We might just be back there.
And I'm going to see if that gives you a little better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and so you all can get a visual of this too. See what we got going on.
All right, there we go. We can talk and walk. You can show that. These are one of our canna plants. What we wanted to do is create a cool garden experience that would be more integrated, where it's beautiful too. A lot of times you have a community garden. Before a community garden, you have to toil the land, plant the seeds, get the weeds out, water it. Many people don't have that level of commitment. If someone is a single mom, she's already pressed for time. Right. How is it that she's gonna be able to do all of these things, right? Including working out and spending quality time with her kids. So to take that out of the mix and to give access to the vegetables directly, that's essentially why we've come up with this particular type of garden. It's actually the Lead Seed and Feed program's motto is feed the hood one block at a time. We believe if we convert these areas and we begin feeding people, now we're raising the vibration and improving the quality of life and giving them access to vegetables that historically are very expensive.
Yes.
Kale is very expensive. Yes, it is. We're growing. In fact, you can over and come on in, get on here.
Okay.
Let me check out this Swiss chart. Now, you and I know Swiss chart really isn't available in inner city communities. Only at Whole Foods and Sprouts is where I found it. Not even Trader Joe's. Then we also have a red leaf lettuce right here. So these are the of lettuce and salads that we want to create and integrate. This one, Costa lettuce. We have 3 different types of lettuces. And so we want each of these lettuces to be a salad for a family and provide it every week. So now we feel like if we just invest and inject something really small, like a salad, right? That's one less thing that a mom or dad has to worry about. Right. And that's the vegetables that the kid can guarantee be able to eat that day.
Powerful.
You see what I'm saying?
Powerful.
So we have Swiss chard all in the middle and the red cabbage there. That's actually a homeowner of the street. So we did veggie in him as well. Okay. And then we have the lettuce here. Yeah. And so we did the same. We mimicked the same. Here we go. As you can see, that's a little bit different. And this chart here. Now we sprinkle our insects things that people want to keep.
And you did mention that's organic, correct?
It's organic. And I just want to sprinkle some right before you came. We had some cucumbers, some squash bugs, and other bugs.
Yeah.
But we have really got some video of that. So we the funny thing with this tomato plant is that when you cut a tomato plant, if you cut a branch off, you can actually take that branch and put it in soil. So we tried it, and guess what? We were successful on this one.
Beautiful.
So we have more tomato plants that we can have. Now, how we're looking next year is that we're going to take this and we're going to have a whole line of, for example, tomato plants. We believe we can feed more people and integrate the gardening into the landscape. So that's a new technique that we want to do. And these are our collard greens. Some of them are struggling a little bit right now. Okay. But you'll be surprised with plants. They will come, grow, and sprout out. So what do you
nutrient wise? Yeah.
Fall.
That's a beautiful bag too.
We don't just throw anything away because actually, you know, nature, they recycle everything is a part of it. So this right here is our tomato plant. So we have 6 varieties of tomatoes. Before I didn't even know even 6 existed. This is the brandy wine tomato. We have them on the little plaque.
Brandy wine tomato.
Beef master tomato.
Beef masters.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
All wonderful, wonderful problems to have right now. So each of them have a variety. As this is winding down, we don't have many of the signs. We've actually getting towards the end of this. But the cherry tomatoes have been a huge success and a hit. And then we leave the leaves down there because it's the or create compost down there. Now we give you a tomato to enjoy on this adventure.
Don't you eat this right here? Check this out. Check this
Yeah,
out.
I want you to do that. I want to see that expression.
See the live expression.
Yeah.
It's juicy. It's sweet. It's got seeds. So it's organic. It's life. It's tasty. Thank you.
You are welcome. We just picked tomatoes yesterday and today. Otherwise, we would have so many for you. We have picked them and we.
All right, we've had connection problems. He's going to be reconnecting here.
Recording in
go.
progress.
We're good. We're good.
Okay. Half of the residents on this block are over 55.
Wow.
So it's received really well. They're so excited about it.
Yeah.
Really happy and enthusiastic that we're delivering these fresh veggies to their doorstep.
Yeah.
And they look forward to it.
No doubt.
And put in requests.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So for you, what brought this about? Like, what made you want to get your thumbs green and come and start working in this particular field that's so needed in our community?
Because I went plant-based and it was high as hell. Every time you eat plant-based, it's $20. That's why you laughing like that.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
No,
I was
real.
like, vegetables can't cost that much. I'm just saying.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ordering a veggie burger at $17.
Yeah.
You know how much you can get at McDonald's with that kind of money?
Yeah. Kill
Keep
yourself.
it in 100.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, look, if I'm struggling and it's just me,
Mhm.
imagine a mom.
Mhm.
Imagine someone with even 2 kids, even a 2-parent household. How can you afford to eat this way? So
Right.
I thought about, let's make it affordable. The first when I came, I was just growing tomato plants for myself. But honestly, I had such an abundance. I was blessed from the ancestors to have such an abundance. And really, that's when I started to understand that this land was awfully familiar. That these stories of slavery and things along those lines don't really make sense in the line. Because how can I come and I never even had a house plant and be able to plant and have a green thumb? Is it really a green thumb or is it that I already knew this?
Right.
And I'm just resurrecting
It's
that.
dormant. Right. It was dormant.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then I started growing and it was in abundance. So I just knocked on the neighbor's door with a big
Wow.
bowl, introduced myself, say, y'all want some tomatoes? They was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, relationships
That's
began.
powerful.
And they would drive up, honk, inspire me, encourage me. And I got to learn their stories. And so from there, I saw this is a really huge need. And we're not servicing our community. It's not on other people to service our community.
Right.
What if we go back to,
Right.
you know, they burned down Black Wall Street and things along those lines. So obviously we already knew how to do this.
Right.
It's really just a returning of what we already have been in a new world. I call us ancient futures.
No doubt.
So we're ancient futures now. And we're creating a new way.
Yeah.
And so what I saw with Kansas City is when you leave and you have an opportunity to have experience, see, that's the greatest teacher, not wealth. It's experience. Because of my depth and understanding of experience, living in New York City, they'll take a small little square foot area and make a pocket park. So if they can make a pocket park, it's the way that we see it.
Right.
So if we vision it differently, then we can build on a different level.
Right.
So in the same way, that's how I really began to approach this concept and say, well, what if we revolutionize how we view community all together?
Right.
What if we turn it on top of its head? Now, this is a space where neighbors are, as you saw Stan. Why did you see him? Because you're out here in the garden.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody connects because they're out here in the garden. When we grew up, we were outside.
All the time.
So now if we want our children to be outside, we have to create the spaces that are safe for them and that teach them about who they are, why they're here, and give them the connection to gardening. So even the 4-year-old nephew of mine, he comes, he knows his job is to pick tomatoes. And he goes and he gives it to after they harvest, to the young men to go and pass out.
Right.
And he takes a lot of pride in his job and he's for it.
Right.
So imagine as he continues to grow and he moves within his roles. And so it's the same concept that we really want to take and expand on. And so I said, instead of looking at what Kansas City doesn't have, I decided to create it.
No doubt. So you talk about vision, and we've spoken about this particular effort, and you have so much more of a broader vision of what you want this to become. You talked about some of the ideology and the philosophy behind it. Do you want to share some of that in terms of what you really hope to accomplish with this particular matter? Is that's still
It's top secret.
That's top secret. We ain't gonna go there then. We ain't gonna go there. So we're gonna keep that under wraps. But there's a lot of things you're gonna expand this into.
Right.
Well,
we can talk about a couple things.
Well, philosophy. Let's talk about the philosophy behind it. Like, what's the philosophy behind it? You shared about, you know, the
It takes a village to raise a child.
right.
So for your son,
Mm-hmm.
he has a mother, and then he has a support community. So if he wants to participate in another activity, maybe it's some kind of art, right? You don't do art, or his mom doesn't do art. Well, he has an auntie or he has an uncle that can do that. Right. Many children no longer have this extended family. So what this is becoming is more of a village concept. So someone that you are speaking to is really just tradition, returning to the principles of my aunt, our original principles. Okay. See, we're not governed by the society how it is now. That's the problem. That's why we are the lost people, because we are lost. But this has already been written. So now that it's been written that I'm supposed to come and do this, I'm simply manifesting what is already written, is that these people are going to rise. Yeah. And so the melanated being needs to be outside. We eat the sun. We need to be outside. We eat the plants. We don't eat all the extra
preservatives.
Correct. And meat. We don't have the carnivorous teeth where we can just bite into meat. And so once we start being able to experience outside in a different way, then I believe our minds will begin to open up their gland and start getting some of them raised, and that vitamin D level will be raised. Yeah. Now we solving health issues, because if grandma, Miss C, can come and walk, and Corday and her grands can run around wilding, she got her 10 laps in, and they got to have a good time. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And it's all in the community. Yeah. And so they may go over here to older people and listen to their stories. They may hang out with some teenagers. They may pick, say, Miss 10, I want to help you. Or whoever the garden steward is. Right. And then when they do help, they can get paid in lead seed and feed bucks. With that money, they can buy things within our community. Right? Building it all full circle. Right. So then as they grow, they always have a position. Right. So they always have a space that they are welcoming, where their face is shining.
That's powerful. So with this plant-based diet, your personal experience with that, like how have you found it to benefit you? Like what's the benefits that you've experienced with the plant-based?
Plant-based brings you back into nature. It brings you into, and I really never have my shoes on, so I have to take those off. It brings you into nature. In the city, you got, I lived in New York City for many years. Yeah. You're inside. Right. You go outside in New York, there's a tree. Right. A little bit grass.
Concrete jungles, right?
It is a concrete jungle. Yeah. And so, we can't connect with Mother Nature with the cement in between us. So here are ways, like the shoes, where I took my shoes off, because these are the ways that we connect. Many times when people come out here, I have them take their shoes off. We'll lay out a mat right there. We'll hang out. We make jewelry. We vibe. We talk. We chill, right? Yeah. We, as Black people, have to bring back, and I won't even say Black people, because
it's humanity, right?
Yeah. We have to bring back a community effort. And in order to come back to the community, you got to create a place where they want to be. Right. Where they want to be. This is it. They want to be here. Right. We want to make it a place where you want to be, and you're welcome. Yeah. When you go to Luce Park, everybody's not welcome there. Everybody's not comfortable in Kaufman Gardens. Right. Right. But here in this space that we're going to launch, we welcome all of them.
That's awesome.
We welcome all babes.
That's awesome.
And we teach you how to be here.
Right.
We teach you not to lie, not to steal, respect your brother. Right. This is a place of love. So in the whole hood, they can do all that other stuff. But in this one spot, this place,
energy is different.
Right. And that's all it's about.
Raise the vibration.
This place.
And there's a correspondence between the food and the energy. It directly connects, because a lot of times we're vibrating so low because our energy is depleted. We don't have the right nutrients. We're starving, still don't know it. So when you get back to a plant-based diet and you're getting the nutrients, you're getting the life, you're getting all the essential minerals and vitamins that these plants offer.
Plus it curbs your violence. You don't get angry. You're very zen-like on a plant-based diet. You notice that? You very rarely get super overly emotional. If you do, you can stand outside of yourself. But when you're eating and you fuel with these high sparks of sugar and ignorance, now hey boy, he did that, boy. I got It's like, okay,
right. Cease and
I see you, I see you, I see you, okay. No because doubt. I'm already calm, I'm already patient. But if I'm hungry and I pull up the churches and I get that food, it's gonna spike me. And then I feel some type of way, I'm driving crazy. Right. But we don't understand the correlation because we never have had the luxury of having an experience of eating plants. Most of us. It's a luxury. Yeah. In America, that's a luxury.
It truly is.
It costs double the price pretty much everywhere you go.
Right.
And
Right.
they're not actually adding nothing for real, for real. You feel me? You get the chicken Alfredo, no chicken, same.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And really, to me, like I do a more raw base and less carbs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this is essential and important.
Mm-hmm.
And we're experimenting with the salads because next year, what we want to do is we want to have a small outdoor kitchen right here.
Okay.
So this small outdoor kitchen, halfway.
Okay.
The outdoor kitchen made out of pallets, and then you could. So what we believe is that we like easily. Now, if you're here with your child for 3 hours, now they don't have to when you're already work, you got a lunch break. Right. We have we want to make it accessible to everybody.
Crucial.
All of us we make up the star, we'll do some kale mixes, and really a lot of
You got peppers over there too.
Yeah, oh yeah, let's check out those peppers too.
No doubt. This is a powerful effort. You know, the food desert is a reality and a huge challenge for our community. You know, it's a lot of urban communities. So this is a big push to get that.
Did point out we do have fruit trees as well. These are going to come to fruition. We've got some. What we're going to do is clean up the bottom of them and then mulch the bottom, grow them up. We have like a fruit tree doctor come out and kind of diagnose it. So we have a little bit of work we're going to do there, and then we have our green peppers. We just picked some peppers, but these are peppers, and believe it or not, kids come here and eat it. Corday came and ate a pepper right off of here, and I couldn't believe it. Let me show you this picture. You have that one, this one here. It's turning out to be pretty big. Yep.
This is awesome.
And we want to do strawberries next year. That's what we definitely going to do.
Okay.
Strawberries.
Okay.
And create an experience. So we have paths here. We're going to build it out so that each path will lead you back over there to the meditation area. And then this path will lead you up to our older folks, which we call Wise Owls area. This is going to be our koi pond here. So we already have started with that and creating all of these processes. We'll push some of that vegetation back in the back, and then we're going to landscape this area so that you can have kind of a lounging area. So it's going to come to life. We do it right, you're going to know about us.
Yeah.
We do it right, you're going to know.
Right. This is right on 50th and Olive, so we're right, you know, in the urban core.
Right. Servicing 6 different zip codes, really,
from
each area.
Yeah.
And we want to start this as the nucleus, so we're excited about it.
So what was this plot before you transformed it into this? What was this? What was going on here?
It just, they did have the fruit trees, but that was it. A couple of garden beds, but nothing, everything was overgrown. Nothing was. Yeah, and they never served the community with the garden beds. It was more like blueberries and raspberries and things like that. So there's a community garden here and one up the street, which are fantastic. The only downside I've seen is that people aren't that interested in gardening. And so I certainly wasn't interested in gardening before. And so that's why my thought was to build around the garden as the nucleus, but not make that be the only reason you're here. Right. Because ideally, once we build our meditation area, then I want to have the spoken word poets come out there. So people have new pieces they want to perform. They just want to practice on their own. We'll have an online virtual sign-up list, and you just sign up. You just practice. You do a sax, African drumming, all sorts of things. I'll take you back here because it's pretty thick. I need to put my feet up and come back here.
There's some more bamboo.
Yeah. So all of this back here is the land. So we can go, there's a fence back there.
You can see.
So this is the meditation is going to be right under that tree really beautifully. We're going to relocate these pallets and put them there in the middle before we build out the next project there. Then we're going to build all this out. So I think this is going to be a really quiet, quaint, beautiful area for meditation. We'll spray a little bit because they were saying they got bit with some mosquitoes. So I had to say, okay, whatever the people want. But we're pretty much we have a gentleman that he comes down with his John Deere tractor and he levels it. So we're gonna level all of that. And then this will be your hangout area. So ideally, will be fenced in down there. The kids are playing, they're laughing. As a parent, you don't have to be worried. You know he's down there, and the village is taking care of him.
Right.
And now you can be back here, relaxing, meditating, listen to spoken word. That pretty much have other events always. If you do
gotten to come and support this effort.
Yeah, man.
Partnerships.
You guys are phenomenal.
How big have partnerships been for you in this particular effort, and how have you found those to really, just making the connections? Has it been very, encouraging for you?
Honestly, we're pretty much a low key. We don't want to be known until the project is complete, but people are very interested.
That's what's
so
up.
They pull up on us all the time.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we've gotten that when we come outside and we're building our signs.
Yeah.
And we have our websites and things down.
Okay.
But we want to take our time to
Yeah, we want you to know this is live from the field. So this is a cell phone interview going on.
Yeah. We're coming back into it, hopefully.
Yeah.
We definitely want to give a shout out to KUAW, Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We're here live on location. Say the name of the organization one more time. I did forget it. I do apologize.
Charity Services Midwest, and they can find us at charityservicesmidwest.org.
Boom. There you have it. It's at 5020 Olive, so you can definitely come and check out the effort. You can look
on Google Maps too. It's on there as well.
Okay. All this good stuff. So we're halfway in. I don't know if we got any questions or any callers coming in, but man, this effort is just powerful. We got 10 Supreme here that is definitely spearheaded this effort and made this come to life. If you just look at this here, you can just see the community. This is a feed the community effort. She says she's particularly the youth that come and help. Like, that is so huge.
Yeah, the youth are phenomenal. They bring all the life and the energy. They're so funny.
Yeah. That's huge. Do you see yourself going into schools and bringing information about urban gardening and things of that nature? Community?
I'm not active schools, honestly.
Okay.
Not in the state they are now.
Right.
Those kids we welcome here.
Yeah.
We feel like in a lot of ways we can replace what they're talking about.
Right. Go beyond the four walls.
Yeah.
That's real.
I support schools.
No, I get you.
And learning.
Yeah.
Actually, let me be clear. I support learning.
Right.
The facility of the institution of a school.
Nah, real talk.
Not so much because I realized when I was in the school, I taught. I was long-term sub. I taught in schools. I saw nothing alive in the building. Not a banana, not an apple, not an orange. Right. So the mentality is so warped of the teachers and of the institution within itself. Indeed. When a kid comes and you're giving them Fruit Loops and Little Debbie's,
all that spike energy
in the morning, they think that they can concentrate, and then they pass out. It's this roller coaster. So the school's a little bit behind when it comes to the level of nutrition, especially our schools. And so instead of trying to fight them, we build completely opposite. Build our own and welcome our children here, and then continue this trend over time.
And it's so interesting. I saw an article recently that the Kansas City public school is having a food shortage. They're literally having a food shortage in the schools. And I mean, these are things that, affect our children. How are we going to learn if they're hungry? So these things are prevalent in our community, and just to find these alternative measures to address those needs, is going to be crucial, so I can definitely see that gap being filled there. No doubt.
That's why we want to produce even more, because we want to make enough food next year to service folks that would like to come and have our salads and our other types of foods, serve this block and extending, as well as when you're walking through, you'll be able to pick every time and enjoy food. And we want to have a small kids garden. They're growing strawberries and blueberries and things that they can always eat and devour.
Yeah.
Constantly. We want to make it accessible.
Right.
We don't want it to be limited.
Right.
We want to show the abundance that this land does already produce and be an example of that. and let them sort out their school situations. Meanwhile, bring the classroom outside and begin to teach kids fundamental skills about how to feed yourself.
Right.
If I teach a 5-year-old how to garden and plant, by the time they're 10, they know how to run a garden.
Right.
Now he can provide.
Right.
This young man can provide for his family.
Right.
Then he learns to build structures with me.
Right.
Now he understands how to build tiny homes.
Yeah.
Now he understands how to build gazebos. Now he's doing landscaping. Oh, now he's got a marketable skill. So a kid at 14, 15 doesn't need to do anything else.
Right.
He already eating with us.
Right.
The dope man trying to come and get him, he good. He vegan.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
This is the future I already
It really
see.
is. It really is.
I see
It really
them
is.
running, laughing, kicking it, eating strawberry patches, because we have this idea to grow them upwards. Because I look at all kind of creative ways. It's PVC, so we're not sure about using that product now. But you put the strawberries inside, you kind of wire them from the inside, and then they dangle. So I want kids to be able to come,
And
laugh.
get that food.
You feel me? Get berries and blueberries and see a blackberry, discover when it's right, and really have these worthwhile experiences all the time for themselves. So it doesn't matter if their mom can afford it or not. CCF, you did your work, go ahead. You get free berries, give him £1. He put in his
Sweat
hour.
equity. Yes.
Yes. And you know what I started finding is that this is an energy exchange. We can no longer allow people to come and we just give them things.
Right.
Oh, we got a food drive. We're giving them this. We're giving them that. I'm going to teach you how to fish.
Right.
Not just giving you fish.
Right.
And you need to give the energy exchange back.
That's
So
crucial.
when you come into this space, you need to exchange your energy as well. That may be through we take pictures and do videos with everybody that comes here. That's an energy exchange. You coming and getting our energy, aren't you?
Right. Right.
I mean, it's only right.
Right. Right.
And then you feel well as well because now you gave back.
Right.
You don't feel like you owe. We don't want anybody to ever have to owe anything.
Right. Get that indebtedness out.
Right. So we are doing a whole new way. It's of being, a new way of seeing, and a new development for our community.
You know, I just think of the idea of food sovereignty. You know, what you're talking about is food sovereignty, you know, and that's a major concept. What do you think of when you hear that term, food sovereignty?
Absolutely. There's going to be a food shortage happening in the next year, right? Because they're paying farmers $600 to cut their crops. They're saying reasons why, but they're doing it because it's going to be a food shortage. When that happens, you know what I realized? I don't eat pasta. I don't eat pasta. I have seeds. And I can plant. Now I'm going to work on planting lettuce plants in the wintertime. Potato plants in the wintertime. For me, I'm about sustainability, from earth homes to solar panels to being fully sustainable. So I never had a desire to stay plugged in to begin with. So this is just the launching pad the charity is already servicing. But in general, we all have to look at moving away from grids, from how these cities are, because it doesn't fit our fabric anymore. Going to work don't fit people's fabric anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's great because it's a shift on a cosmic level. It is already written.
Right.
We have nothing to worry about because it's already coming to pass shell. It's already
it's manifesting.
Be a chosen few, and we're going higher.
Yeah.
Only the highest people are going to be able to vibe higher with us. If you're not vibing higher, then you will go right back into the dirt.
And that's what we're seeing. That's exactly where we are. You know,
save yourself, change your diet, work out.
Yeah,
if you're not doing that,
right.
Personal problem, personal choice.
Yeah.
We choose our health, we choose our sickness. If you see my body, I chose this body. You can choose it too. But it is a choice.
Yeah.
And it's a consistent one that you have to continue to make over and over again. And the more you get stronger you get, and the more clarity you get.
Right.
And so really through eating plants is the only way I could do this. It's the only way. It inspired me because it lightened my load. And it gave me a deeper understanding because I was no longer lethargic and I wasn't as hungry. And when I do feed myself, it's so rich that it continues to engage me, and my cup overflows. With these ideas that overflow, I can create opportunities from that. But it all stems from me personally, my diet. Not everybody on the block, nobody else. It's me. So see, like for example, if my diet fall off, all of this falls off. Think about that.
It's correlated.
All of it falls off.
Yeah.
I can no longer lead properly.
Right.
Everything falls off. It's all about how I'm feeding, how I'm being nourished. Because my cup overflows, we can create charity services Midwest. We can have the Heal and Build Construction program we work with youth, right? We can have all of these all because of my diet. See, the people listening now, you are the shift in your generation. You are the generational curse breaker in your family. It's just take one. Once that one person does it, now you've created a path and your cup overflows. Those who come with you will come. The other ones we welcome and give compassion to, of course, right. But it's about really going higher. And so as I began to elevate, it was just natural.
Right.
I know what I want, and I see the results of eating all this food forever.
Yeah.
Got a bad body when you're young, and a terrible one when you're old. Now you notice the kids don't even get to have their body anymore. 12 and 13, they're very much out of shape. Never got to see what it's like to run and jump and be light. Right. And so we got to give them that space, and that's really what I started seeing is that we have to have a space where kids can just full out play. Right. And then adults can be outside and enjoy outside. So I enjoy going to Luce Park, but it doesn't have all these elements. It's not social space, right? I can't see the kid playing. I gotta go and play with him.
Right.
I want to relax.
Right. Sit back.
Right. Watch you like old school.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Right. And feel comfortable with him playing.
Kids, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we come every Friday or every however often they come and they meet up, play groups.
Right.
To get together, little toddler play.
Right.
And we'll have small programs for different children, from the kids' garden to other aspects of it. So it's really a community development effort, and we're tackling what my mentor says is some of our needs. So first we started with food, and then we spread out.
Meet the basic needs first, right? Feed the body, the soul will follow. So you talk about meditation, and we've conversed about it ourselves. How do you find meditation to impact you personally, and then conveying that message to individuals who come to Uganda and charity services Midwest? What would you how would you go about conveying that message of meditation to others based on what your experience is?
That's a great question. Meditation, I often equate it to prayer, but you don't ask for anything. You just watch the thoughts. And so what it is a lot about is turning the mind off. And turning the mind off is like slowing those thoughts down, getting those thoughts down to narrow to what we wanted them to be, and then beginning to control those thoughts and use the brain as a tool and not let the mind run us. Right? So you and I know from a martial arts background, it's to conquer oneself.
That's key. That's everything. That's everything.
That's bigger than knowing everything about everybody else.
That's everything.
Can you conquer yourself?
Yes.
And so in the effort to conquer yourself, meditation is a really key component, because I'll tell you what the universe has told me often is this: slow down.
Right.
Slow it down.
Right.
Get into a sweet spot.
Yeah.
There's just stillness.
Yes. Breathe. There you go.
And when you go back there, you sit and you're like, and as the sun rises, and I'm out here meditating, because quite frankly, that's what I'll be doing. Yeah. It's personal.
Right.
If you want to join me. But again, it's about, if I don't eat right, it's going to break down.
Right.
If I don't meditate, it's going to break down.
Right.
So I'll be doing what I already do, immersed in nature. So we want to give them an experience of Bali without being in Bali. So that when you meditate, you're early in the morning, you're under hanging the tree, and you've got vegetation around you. Now this is a spiritual time. So a lot of times in Uganda, from before the sunrise, we're going to sun gaze. Then after that, going to a meditation session. Now it's like 8 o'clock. Then my walkers might come out and they start walking. Or an older person may begin to walk and keep inquiring, well, what are they over there doing?
Right.
Young people, what are they doing?
Right.
Why are they so calm? Right. And so I feel like it's a part of them visually being able to see, right? Like when your boys see you meditate, that's totally different than you saying meditate.
Right.
Different experience.
It is, definitely.
So for me, in the same way, I feel as if I'm not necessarily trying to change the world. All I'm doing is changing myself. And what you like, take from what I'm doing, grow that and build that within your own world and your own community. And maybe it'll spur something in you to jump off and go. But first, I'm just the example. So because I eat these vegetables, guess what? Now everybody on the block want them. You feel me? Because I'm meditating and doing yoga, they're going to want to do yoga.
Right.
It's free.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna be out here doing it either
Right.
way. And then we really want to rotate where other yoga teachers can come. They can have a platform. If we have meditation teachers that want to teach, if we have people emerging in their business, this is a space where you can come.
Network.
I do not have to do this every morning because I'm gonna do it either way wherever I'm at.
Right.
Right. But they may want to build it. And then they may want to have meditation classes. You know, they may want to begin here and then go to bigger spaces, start yoga classes. There's a variety of yogas that you can do, martial arts, everything. So we want to have a nucleus where we can go because right now we don't have any place. There's nowhere where a young entrepreneur can say, you know what, I made these chocolate things, donut things, and I want to have them here. There's no go-to spot. There's no go-to spot for performances, for performers, or where people is cooling out that look like us all the time. But guess what? In Brooklyn, they got that. In LA, they got Lamert Park. And in Brooklyn, they got Fort Greene. That's where Talib is.
Right.
That's where Most Def and them came from. That's where Kabadu is.
Right.
That's where Maxwell and them are. So in Kansas City, we got the Uganda vibe. Right. And when you come, it's conscious-minded people. Just here. Right. Y'all can have the whole city, the rest of it. but right here. Right. We are about my eye, and we are on the 10 disciplines and the principles. In this space. Now, if you want your own space, go ahead.
Right. Find yourself. Right.
Right. This is how we're gonna operate it.
No doubt.
This is how it's gonna go down, and we're gonna see, what really happens after that.
True. What led you to the principles of my eye? What led you back to that particular path?
Honestly, I didn't even know it existed. I've been living my life with integrity all this time. I always feel you have to be righteous because it's the inner being that speaks. The inner Anunnaki first tells me where to go, tells me how to move. This is how I was able to navigate in the hood. That looks like a dope fiend. Might want to cross the street. Okay. You feel me? It's right there. Why would I interact with him? Right. That don't seem right. That energy's not right. And so once I started, what I did is when I was younger, I was into the poetry scene and I heard about Black history. But, in this continent, they want to teach you Black history from 1600. Well, there's thousands and thousands of years previous to that. Right. What they saying ain't even really history. They need to call it something else. Right. Nonetheless, I went to dive on my own and I started looking at how long the earth has been around, how long human beings have been around. And then as I began to come into the understanding of Kemet, I started seeing, well, what were the governing principles that we already had? I'm like, I live like this all the time. I've been looking for this because it's in my DNA. Right. So now I feel this way. Imagine how many other people do. Right. Right. Without really being able to put a finger on it and identify it and connect culturally and ancestrally to your past. Culturally and ancestrally. I mean, that's so key. That's so key. Identity is major, and the fact that we've been stripped of all that here. And then we're the bridge. So that's what this is all about. It's a new way of being. We are the bridge to begin those conversations because we want to have small, it's like a wooden stake that will come up and have a sign. And then that one will be my eye, the different areas that we have named either after Kemet, not like necessarily famous African Americans and all of that. I'm talking about going all the way. From the dynasties, we might name these areas after the dynasties. You understand what I'm saying? So that a kid come on and be like, yeah, I'm at the King Tut area. They don't even understand what they're doing, but as they get older, they'll understand why this is thoughtless. Oh, because it's the exception of thought. You feel me? So we want to incorporate it in a way that it goes right along with it. That's awesome. Kind of how when you go into Jewish temples and stuff, or you so used to calling it that name, you don't even realize that's Jewish name. Every time. Right. You feel me? So you putting that energy into the universe by the naming confections. So in the same way, you want to do that same integration. Again, that's why you enter over there and you will have a list of, these are the principles. You will have the steps up there. You need to understand the principles before you come in here. We're going to show you how to behave. Yeah. We're going to teach you. We're not going to expect for you to know. We're going to show you. Right. Holistic. And it's a vibe. Yeah. It's a wave. Yeah. You want to be here. It's fun. Yes. No question. Yeah. No question. This is powerful. This is powerful. So if somebody wants to come and volunteer or, provide any type of resource, what would they do? How would they get in contact with 10 Supreme? Hit us up on charityservicesmidwest.org. There's contact information. The phone number is there. And we are on Instagram as well as Facebook. We're even going to be updating the website to have a newsletter. So that's coming soon by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So then you'll be able to see what's going on, because we want to roll out next year with the veggie delivery program where they can pick their veggies.
Mm.
So we are doing succession planting next year. So that'll mean like the first week we'll plant lettuce, and then we'll wait second week, plant another bit of lettuce, so that we always have available crops.
Okay.
So yeah, they can just go right on there. Instagram is probably best. Charity Services Midwest.
Okay.
Engage me, DM me,
No doubt.
text us.
Yeah.
And somebody will get back to you.
Right.
And see what level of connection you want to have, what level of participation. We are welcoming you, anybody with construction expertise and things along those lines, in the right vibe.
In the right vibe.
You don't just need anybody.
Right.
You're not desperate.
Right.
By no means.
Right. It's got to resonate. It's got to resonate on that same frequency. What last thoughts would you like to share with our viewers today?
Man, I would just actually like to thank B. Michael here for introducing me to the vegetarian diet many, many moons ago.
Okay.
And to Morningstar.
That's a shameless plug. Shout out to Morningstar now.
Right. Many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that we can come full circle and bring it all to fruition. And I just thank you for giving this opportunity as a platform.
No question.
And understand that we going to a new level. Anybody on a new wave, come and join us.
That's real.
We going places.
Yes. And she says what she means, and it means what she says. Do know that for sure. That is real. That is We'll be back a couple weeks. Couple shows lined up. I'm gonna get some other interviews going on and just keep this shifting paradigm consciousness going on. Want to again thank the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and KUAW Radio at the WB Du Bois Learning Center. This is B. Michael, your host for Shifting Paradigms. Peace and power. Shalom, shalom, signing off.